Yeah, absolutely. The different rights are treated in different ways. So patents are not affected at all, which is the good news. So not much to worry about there. Trademarks and designs, on the other hand, will be affected. And what's essentially going to happen is that the EU right, so the community design or the European trademark, will be split into an EU 27 right and a UK national right, and that will happen automatically. In future, for new filings, so if you wanted to file a new EU trademark or community design, you would essentially have to file them separately. So you'd file one in the EU 27 and a second right in the UK. Yeah, so anything that's pending on the at midnight on the 31st of December this year, essentially what you'll have to do is you'll have to file a separate UK right. You won't get that automatically. So the individual EU right will continue as normal, but will only cover the remaining 27 states of the EU. And you have to make sure you get that new UK right filed within 9 months. And that will essentially benefit from the original filing date of the EU right. So that's an interesting question, and that's really all about what we call exhaustion of rights. So at the moment, across the EEA, if the IP right owner puts the product on the market, then their rights are exhausted throughout the European Economic Area. And what that means is they can no longer control passage of those rights from one, or those goods from one country to another. And what happens after Brexit is that if the goods are first put on the market in the UK, the EU rights are no longer exhausted. So the IP rights holder can basically prevent those goods from passing to the EEA from the UK. So it's definitely worth members checking that if they export any protected goods, for example, goods that have a registered trademark on them, they may need to contact the rights holder before those goods are exported into the EEA.
Okay.
Things to bear in mind are firstly that if you have a pending application, either for an EU trademark or a registered community design, as of the 31st of December, you only have 9 months to file that equivalent UK right and make sure you get the original filing date. And the UK Intellectual Property Office is not going to notify anyone that they need to do this. So you really need to be on top of it and make sure you're talking to your trademark attorney or patents attorney about how that's going to work. The other thing to bear in mind is that if you've got an existing right, if you've got a registered EU right, it will be split in two as of the 1st of January next year. So essentially you're going to have 2 renewal fees to pay when that time comes around. So you're going to make sure that nothing falls through the gaps from that point of view. Otherwise you may risk losing your UK protection.